Now to the latest on California's new rules allowing transgender athletes to participate in girls' sports. Just a few hours ago, a group of politicians and other organizations gathered in the Central Valley for a news conference about this. ABC 7 News reporter Tim Johns has been following this story and is in the newsroom with the very latest. Tim.
Yeah, Dan, that news conference was held in Clovis this afternoon, and that location is significant. Clovis will be the site of the state's high school track and field championships this weekend, and with just hours to go until the competition begins, organizers say the news conference is a final push to save girls' sports. Now, the state's policy for student athletes exploded onto the national stage earlier this week after President Trump blasted California lawmakers. Trump referencing a transgender student athlete who qualified for this weekend's upcoming track and field championships. The White House threatened to withhold federal funding to the state if it did not change its rules. Now, in response to the criticism, the California Interscholastic Federation amended their policies for trans athletes twice over the past few days. The CIF says the second-place finisher may now share the top spot on the podium if a transgender athlete wins at this weekend's championships. But at Thursday's news conference, local leaders said those changes weren't good enough. They called on both the state legislature and the CIF to remove athletes whose gender was assigned male at birth from competing.
Because the CIF, Governor Newsom, and the state legislature have failed our female athletes, there is a distraction that hangs like a cloud over this weekend's events. It's time we stand up and demand a level playing field. Let's stand together for fairness, for opportunity, and especially for our girls.
While some are pushing back on the CIF's rules, there have also been shows of support. Several organizations, including Equality California, believe it's critical to protect transgender student athletes. The organization says the number of trans student athletes remains incredibly small in the state. Equality California's executive director also telling me that the events of the past few days put the health and well-being of transgender people around the country at risk.
When these sort of anti-trans policies and attacks are being levied by politicians, we see increases in suicidality, calls to suicide crisis hotlines. We see increases in bullying and harassment from other students. Again, these are not just words from these adults in positions of power. They are directing attention and threats of everything up to violence at kids.
The U.S. Department of Justice says it has launched an investigation into whether California is violating Title IX federal law with its policies regarding transgender athletes in girls' sports. I'm live in the newsroom. Tim Johns, ABC 7 News.